What's happening, Tilray traders and investors? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. It's Tuesday, March 11th. Hope you're doing well, as well as you can be. It's another rough day out there for MJ investors. The broader market has been weak, and the MJ sector continues to bleed out, and Tilray does have a bearish continuation pattern. There's a lot of bearish continuation patterns on most MJ, but no exception for Tilray, and we have a daily bear flag target of 49 cents USD after more dilution came. So show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. We were talking about this in the Power Group private community, and Canopy had some dilution as well. So the whole sector just continues to be destroyed at the moment. MSOS with an hourly bear flag, new all-time lows. There's no end in sight really, but at the end of the day, you know, this sector is still alive and well, and it's not going anywhere, in my opinion. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. So we'll look at the chart here in just a moment. I'll give my thoughts and opinions on the price action, what to expect there in the days, weeks, months ahead. Before we do, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe. Tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future content. And like I said, if you've been subscribed to the channel for a while now, you would have been well informed that I believed that we were going to 75 cents, maybe even 50 cents for a long time. And we're starting to see that come to fruition. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. They were under a cyber attack yesterday. They believed to be IP address related to Ukraine, but it seems to be a thing of the past now. I think they were attacked about 4 times, and everything seems to be restored. So you can follow us over there. So this news came out late yesterday. Tilray Brands has entered into a certain private debt for equity exchange transaction with unrelated parties. Pursuant to the exchange transactions, the company expects to issue an aggregate of up to 23 million in shares per value of 0.0001 per share in exchange for, so it basically just means that they're giving up 23 million shares for 14.6 million aggregate principal amount for the company's 5.2% convertible senior notes due June 1st, 2027. So essentially, they're just paying down debt with their shares, and this is never really what we want to see near all-time lows, right? This is more dilution, unfortunately. Canopy growth, my dog hears something in the background. Hopefully, it's not too distracting. Canopy growth also established a new US 200 million at the market program. So the last video I did on Tilray, I think I said is 89 cents the bottom. And then I think I did a follow-up video to that as well, and I said that I didn't think it would be because Canopy had a daily bear flag target. We were looking at MSOS with a weekly bear flag target, I think, of 222. So it just didn't seem like the end was near, and the broader market has been weak, adding more headwinds, and the whole sector's been weak, right? So the fact that Canopy had that bearish continuation pattern, it announced a $200 million at the market program, and just adding more sell pressure to the sector. And as the saying goes, show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. We were calling for much lower prices on Canopy and bear flags, and then sure enough, before too long, this news came out. And then same thing with Tilray. We were expecting a daily bear flag. I'll bring it up here in the chart in just a moment. But I did post this on X, and shout out to Galactic Tech Pause. I didn't know that you could just tag @Grok and it would give the response. That's pretty cool. While I don't really necessarily agree with this response, he said, I believe it's a he by the profile picture. Bullish for Tilray, he said, bullish or bearish? Bullish for Tilray, swapping 14.6 million in debt for 23 million shares, reduces interest costs and strengthens the balance sheet. Smart move for growth. They've done this before in 2022, cutting 6.2 million in annual interest. Plus their Hexo acquisition in 2023 solidified their spot in Canada's MJ market. Stock might see a bump. And I mentioned in the Power Group private community about this. I was like, I don't think we're going to see a bump. We just confirmed a daily bear flag. We're probably going to see a dump. And that's exactly what we got. But, at the end of the day, call a spade a spade. This is not what we want to see as retail investors, right? You don't want to kick us while we're already down. At the end of the day, they're paying down debt at the expense of shareholders. So that's why there's non-dilutive shares. If you look at the fully diluted market cap, it's always retail that gets shafted, right? It's always retail that loses. And, these different insiders and angel investors and venture capitalists, they get what is called non-dilutive type of equity and ownership in the company, right? Us, peasants and retail investors, we're stuck with the dilutive shares, and that's why it says fully diluted market cap, right? So, while this can be good for, for the company, right? The corporation will more than likely be okay, but it's at the expense of shareholders. So I've been saying this for a while now that Tilray's still not profitable and they still have debt. So until that changes, dilution is very much a reality. And I said the same thing about Canopy. It's even worse for Canopy because they're going to be at least 2027, 2028, more than likely before they turn a profit. I think Tilray could turn a profit at some point in 2026, 2027 at the latest. But ultimately, this can be, like I said, you're paying down debt and you're avoiding interest payments. But again, it's at the expense of dilution in shareholders, current shareholders. And, we were talking about this in the Power Group private community as well among private members that, this could be good for new investors, assuming that the dilution is coming to an end. But we're very much in reverse split territory. I don't think it's the end of the world. Even if we were to see a reverse split, it would lower they maintain their NASDAQ listing. It would lower their shares and be more attractive to institutional investment as well. And I always joke, I say ACB Aurora did 2 reverse splits, so maybe, and everybody's bullish on them now, so maybe Tilray just needs to do 2 reverse splits back to back and everybody can be bullish on them as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it's probably a 50% chance that they do or don't do a reverse split. If they get the warning, they essentially have 6 months to regain compliance, and then they could get an extension of another 6 months. So that's a whole year for them to regain compliance, right? A lot can happen in a year. It's actually over a year, because they haven't even gotten the warning yet. But despite the conservative victory, this is from the Green Market Report, German MJ executives remain bullish. So I think this is overall bullish. Imports have doubled since last year as Germany execs report explosive sales growth while online channels lay the runway. Germany's medical MJ market is seeing unprecedented growth, with company executives across the pond reporting sales increases of up to 450% since recent reforms. However, questions have arisen about the future of the market as new conservative government prepares to take over. To take power. I don't think there's going to be any issue. They might kind of hit pause or try to slow down the rollout, but ultimately I don't think they're going to walk back anything that's already done from a medical standpoint. I think they might just kind of take a little bit more slower rollout, but ultimately I think that's going to be good for us investors long term, because this is still growth to be had. And if you're like me and you're waiting for crypto, big tech, and AI to top out to rotate profits from crypto into more beaten down MJ, I'm kind of just hoping that the market stays low the way it is, or even goes a little bit lower, so I can rotate those crypto profits and buy more beaten down MJ. Then we also had the news today that Tilray Medical launches Tilray Craft, introducing high psychoactive component, high terpene genetics to the German medical market, MJ market. And as you might have seen the February 10th article here, Tilray Brands enhances global MJ supply chain. They increase their industry-leading capacity to meet global demand, driving growth across Canada and Europe. So this is a sign of growth, in my opinion. And if we take a look at the chart here on the daily time frame, I mentioned this I think I mentioned it last week in the public videos, but I definitely mentioned it multiple times in the Power Group private community. So if you're a member on YouTube, you probably saw the uploaded video after the private community members saw it. Essentially, I go live 30 minutes before the stock market closes for Power Group private members. If you're looking to sign up for that, you can go to powergroup.ca or pursuitofwealthgroup.com, and then there'll be links for it in the description of this video as well. But after I do those live streams, I upload them to YouTube for member-only YouTube members. So it's 2 different memberships, but I've been calling on this for a while now, saying that we're more than likely going to see a daily bear flag. Like I said, CGC had one, and MSOS is also an hourly bear flag and a weekly bear flag. And we're targeting about 222. So that increases the odds that we're going to see more downside. Same thing with CGC. We're looking at about a 98-cent target, and then CGC's into reverse split territory. Again, it just did a 1-for-10 reverse split. It could be seeing another similar outcome here with a potential for another warning. But again, I always joke, ACB did 2. The last one that it did was a 1-for-10, and then it did a 1-for-20 in 2020. So, and now people are starting to get bullish on it again. But I mentioned, doesn't matter if you have a good earnings report, you're probably going to fade it all back, as the whole sector is still bearish, and that's exactly what happened. So earnings do not matter. Look at Green Thumb, right? The stock's down 60% since April, and it has phenomenal earnings. So again, Tilray here on the daily time frame, it is a daily bear flag that confirmed. We had a very weak bounce. We barely even got above the 0.236. So we have our high, low, lower high, and lower low. Then you just take your measured move here from the high to the low of the fib, move it out to your 0.32, and there's your measured move of about 49 cents. Again, in my previous videos on Tilray, if you scroll down here on the video section, it was in this video right here, 87 cents USD. Is this the bottom? I said, I don't think so. Then I posted another video saying another bear flag target of 70 cents USD. In this video, I said we could probably hit 75 cents. Then we did. And then another, in this video, I said, I don't even think 77 cents is the bottom. It could be 50 cents based on how bearish the sector is and how bearish the charts are. And sure enough, we have another bear flag target at just under 50 cents there at 49. We're still very bearish here on the weekly time frame, still well below the 10-week moving average, still well below all of our weekly moving averages and our daily moving averages. And it's more than likely going to be at least a month or two before we see a golden cross there on the daily time frame. So, at the end of the day, it's brutal. I know everybody feels like, it's never going to end. Is it going to zero? Am I going to lose all my money? But at the end of the day, no one has a crystal ball, but I'm very confident in this company. I'm very confident in the sector. These aren't signs of a sector that's going to die and go away forever. Just because share prices are low doesn't mean that there's no value there. It doesn't mean that there's no value in the company or in the sector. Everything is very much alive and well. And you have to remember the biggest economy in the world, the United States, is still federally illegal, right? I really don't think people understand the severity of that. You're talking about a plant that in some countries, people are still, they are still given the death penalty just for simple possession. So there's so much growth ahead. It's not even funny. The bad news is we're early. The good news is we're early. So let me know what you think of this news in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with Power Group. Once again, thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth, and we'll catch you on the next video.